What up, DBs? Coach Felipe here with another video. And for this week's video, I wanted to talk about how we can play and make more plays from a middle of the field safety position. So talking about cover one, cover three position, right? I'm looking at this middle safety right here. I'm going to have a couple clips. I'm going to play through them, and I'm going to basically break down different things that we can pick up on that will allow us to play faster, that will allow us to anticipate things and put ourselves in better positions to make plays in the middle of the field, essentially, right? Because as a middle of the field safety, I am protecting here in between the hashes. That's my main goal. And one of the biggest things I can do as a middle of the field safety is adjust my progression depending on what I'm getting in the backfield, right? So you're going to see here with this first video, I'm going to play it full speed through real quick. We get an RPO look. They throw that little window, the dig, right? DB ends up with the interception. I know this ball's overthrown. Well, let's talk through it real quick. You're going to see here, as a safety, I want to read the backfield first. If I get a mesh, which is what we call here, they're crossing, right? In this RPO look, I don't want to say assume, I can anticipate that the route that I'm getting is going to be intermediate or a short type route. Now, I know here we get a backside post, but this quarterback is not making that read at all. I think this is just for last chance purposes, but he's solely reading this. He's seeing if this window has opened up, which here it has because the linebackers bite on the RPO. They bite on the run. So as a safety, I got to protect the middle of the field, right? Whether it's in front of me or behind me. So as a safety, our progression should be, if I see mesh, talking about this, I can tempo down my pedal. Now, let's not forget, in a cover three or cover one situation, if I'm in the middle of the field, I'm typically starting at 15 yards because I got to keep a lid on everything. And off the snap of the football, yeah, I want to get into my pedal and start tempoing depending on what I'm getting here, right? So here I'm getting mesh. Boom. Immediately sets his feet. You're going to see he immediately sets his feet, looks to throw this football, and immediately throws it, right? And you're going to see that this safety does a great job tempoing down. Right here, he ends up slowing his pedal down, obviously getting a good read on the QB's eyes and peeking at routes at the same time. We got to be very disciplined and very efficient with our eye movement, going back and forth between QB, what's going on in the backfield, peeking at routes, going back to the QB, see if he's looking this way or this way, and then playing football from there. You're going to see here, he's already anticipating this break. He's getting downhill before this ball is released, telling me he has a good understanding of what's going on in the backfield and ends up being in the right spot to make a play on this football. Now, if this ball's completed, I believe he has a good chance to lay a good hit on this guy, possibly cause a fumble, maybe a PBU. But overall, not a bad rep by the safety. Now, if we get other looks, so looking at this next play right here, obviously what comes with it is understanding the situation. I got two receivers out, one and wide out. This is a more pass-heavy formation, even with this tight end sniffer. This one, you have two backs with a sniffer, more run-type heavy situation. If they don't run it, an RPO-type look, which is what we get here. Now, looking at this play, you're going to see that this DB kind of disguises. I think they're trying to maybe disguise a cover two, but this backside safety is playing down. So he still rolls into it. He kind of crossover runs and then gets into his pedal. But you're going to see here that this QB looks to pull it, right? He backs up immediately after just faking this little handoff. Even this little drop back tells me this is probably going to be a deeper developing route, along with the fact that I have three receivers instead of a two receiver like we get here with a heavy run formation, two back sniffer, 21 personnel. Here, I'm in 11 personnel, could be either or. But the safety does a great job at getting depth, right? His progression is different here. So seeing this little three-step drop back. I see three-step. I see this QB drop back. I automatically got to think I'm getting intermediate, so 10-yard to deep routes, 10-yard or 15-plus routes. And you're going to see he continues to gain depth and ends up making a play on this football outside the numbers. Great job high pointing it. Great job getting the pick here. Now looking at another progression, I'm getting RPO look, right? I can't tell. It looks like 10 personnel, one back, two receivers each side. Oh, no, I'm tripping. There's a tight end right here. It's 11 personnel. So it could be run, pass, either or. But off the bat, the QB catches the snap, and he's not looking to drop back. So I can automatically assume as the middle of the field safety here, I get an RPO look. I'm thinking intermediate to short routes, right? He pulls the ball, sets his feet, looks to throw. Doesn't get the first read, looks to his second. And there it is. I'm getting pressure, put myself in a good position, overthrown ball. But you're going to see that this DB, I know it's hard to see, but he does a great job peeking at the quarterback, seeing what's going on in the backfield. He tempos down right here. Let me play full speed for y'all. Boom, right there starts tempoing down, right? And that's exactly what you want to do. If I'm not getting a drop back, I don't have to think and assume deep routes as much. Obviously, play the percentage game. Be smart. I still want to keep a lid on everything as a middle of the field safety. But if there's a route coming that's happening in front of me, I want to be able to try to make a play on this, especially if it's thrown over my linebackers. Now, I know most of y'all have probably seen this play. Major right just lets it loose on this receiver. Oh, my goodness. Right in the chest. What a play. But the biggest thing I want to point out with this play is I put this play in because they're under center. Now, I know it's rare nowadays that a QB gets under center. Offenses don't usually operate like that anymore, but it's good to be prepared for just in case. Here, I'm going to be looking for a 3-step versus a 5-step or more type drop back from this QB, because a 3-step is going to tell me what? Intermediate to short type of routes. And obviously, peeking at the formation, it looks like they are in a 12 personnel with 2 tight ends, 1 back. Right here, we're going to get full speed, running through it, a 5-step drop. So I'm immediately assuming, I don't want to say assume, I'm immediately going to start understanding that I am probably going to get intermediate routes sitting 10 to 12 or more. Or more at more yards, or 15 plus, right? And you're going to get here a fade route, and you're looking down at the bottom of your screen, another fade route. And given the situation early in the game, they're probably willing to take shots just to see if they can get something out of it. You're going to see here major right. Well, you can't see him. He is lined up over here in the middle of the field, kind of on this hash, inside of the hash, about 15 to 18 yards, just like you would be at the middle of the field safety position. He's able to get so much range here. You're going to end up, you're going to see here the line of scrimmage is at the 43, and the ball is thrown all the way to the 30 where Major Wright makes this brutal hit on this receiver. So he's covering range, right? And the only way I do this as a safety, as a middle of the field safety, is by understanding what's going on in the backfield and getting depth, right? If I'm getting 5-step, just like I am here, and under the center, I automatically got to speed up my pedal, gain ground, keep a lid on everything because, again, I'm assuming intermediate to deeper routes. If they're in a shotgun position here and he drops back, same kind of concept. I can be getting the same kind of look from this offense. So as a middle of the field safety, I got to speed up my pedal, gain ground, keep a lid on everything. But I hope this video helped you guys. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow the other socials, and be sure to stay tuned for next week's video.